Hi, everyone. I had to interrupt my busy schedule to talk to you about light and darkness. I know, vague, general, right? But before we get started, I want to say this to a few people. The light in me, see the light in you. You're easy. You're easy. You're easy to love. So, what I'm saying is this. You know, in this world today, we're bombarded with the media. Someone's doing this and someone is doing that, and let's just crucify them. Let's just hit them, with judgment and everything like this. And please understand, I know what that feels like. I know that there are people who are lost. I know that there are people who are confused. I know that there's evil going on, and sometimes when I'm talking to you, I have to wrestle with different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always that when I'm doing a tape that I'm just happy, happy, happy. You understand? And but I want to say that distinguishing the persons from these entities or these attitudes or these behaviors, yes, it is very disappointing when any person takes evil and by the hand, just walks down the street with it, and they just embrace that evil, embrace something that hurts people, that do wrong, that's wrong toward people. And if you are honest, there are times when every one of us want to whoop a behind, kick a behind. Now, don't get me wrong now. I'm not trying to be the Holy Ghost because I'm not really into that religious type stuff anyway, because a lot of it's superstitions. And I've been called the Holy Ghost long enough, in my life, and many times. And I let every entity and every character be itself. I don't want to be someone else's character. Let me rephrase that. I want to be the best that the Most High will make me, or will help me to be. You understand? Because I'm reflecting back on the secret, how it saved my life to help me see positivity. And I have shared that book with I can't countless people. I must have bought over 20 of those books and shared them with different ones. And those people just casually look at it and throw it aside. Maybe they can't see what I see. But when darkness comes into people's life, they go into a really area where it's hard for them to see the break of day. And many times we as individuals, various peoples in various parts of the world, we look at it and because that takes us from our looking at ourselves, from seeing who we are, where we are, how we react with people, and accepting truth and honesty. When we take on this anger, bitterness, and judgmental character too long, we become an entity that's not even really a person. It is a spirit. It could be a extraterrestrial, wandering, planetarial spirit that's trying to find itself a place. And when we give it to them that place, then we become that entity, and no one see us as a person. We know, whenever a person is constantly doing something that is, that's harmful to other people, that's not a natural state of a person, because I know that we are the people that know good and evil. We have become as gods. I know this. I'm very much aware of it. But to become, I picked the God that want to do right. I picked a God that loves. I picked a God that forgives. I picked a God that, now don't get me wrong. Darkness almost overcame me one while. I was so into such a darkness. It was hard for me to just pull my way to light. And there was almost no one to hand me out a hand. And I know people, who say, well, there was Jesus, there was Jehovah, there was this and there was that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about a flesh person with skin on them, as my pastor would often say. Someone with meat on them, that's in the flesh party. Say, let me help you. Now, I have one friend and she knows who she is. I love her so much, my friend, she looks white, but she's like my sister, and her father is white, but she knows by my description and who I'm talking about. I love her so much because she is always there. And no matter where, I have to pause a minute because when there's someone there for you, when everything seems to be chaos, and you're fighting everything not to pull on to that darkness, not to hold on to it, because it's easy to hold on to darkness, you know, and I really don't want to get you into an emotional state because, I know and understand that emotion a lot of time is what pulls us into these gray and dark areas anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the emotional impact of life. It's the emotional draining that an individual has to deal with that sometimes cause them to be so angry, to do so harmful, to you know what I'm saying, detrimental. I can't get my words together sometimes when I'm too emotional. That's why I don't even like to get emotional, because it just drains from me. You know what I'm saying? So through the secret, I learned to speak on that what I want, and see that what I, to see the bright, to look into the light, to see where I want to go, and in the happy place. Because if you can't get to where you can see the happy place, and Lisa Nichols talks about it on all of her things. I mean, she and her team, all those people she worked with, they just give you that positive energy where you just want to do something grand. You want to pull every person into the happy world. You just want every person to be blessed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that helps everybody. It will bring us from, I talk about the communities all the time. It will bring us from seeing a place just falling apart and nobody seems to care that this big beautiful building is just sitting there deteriorating, and just messed all up. You know what I'm saying? And nobody everybody in the neighborhood passed by and they just going about their business. It brings people together. And when people come together, they can do things that's beneficial to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because see, if you see a building that's falling apart and you're in the light and you got the right mind, then you will say, oh, okay, maybe I can start a fundraiser to repair this building. And maybe I will set myself up as a person to redo this building, and have something in it to where I can put money in it to keep it going, to keep this building here in this neighborhood, because it's an historical building, and and it could help the people. So you see what I'm saying, where I'm going with this, so, but I had to bring the darkness in too, because I want you to understand that many times when we are judging and we are setting standards and all of these things, when people are doing things that they should not be doing, if they're in the darkness and you put them more into that darkness, how will they get out? How will they ever find their way? I know it's hard not to care, but don't you know why you don't care? You are in that same place. If you don't care, you are there too. And you don't even see it. You don't even know that. You understand? So I want to be in the place like, well, I don't want to, brag on someone too much, because every time I ever love somebody or lift them up, like my dear Bill Cosby, I still love him. I am still praying for him and his family. And I don't care who thinks what. And if he did something bad, I do not like it. I do not embrace evil, no matter who does it. Even when I was in my dark place, I'm just coming out of a real dark place. Oh, that's what brings tears to my eyes. I'm talking about a dark place. Blacker than 100 midnights. You understand? Thank the Most High that He is able to deliver us and keep us, because He has made us like gods. to know good and evil. Choose ye this day which one you shall follow. And I'm getting the cue now. Wrap it up. Somebody's working with me. I think someone is on my side. Hey, I just wanted you to know that when evil is present, when someone is doing wrong, that we must look at that behavior and judge that behavior more than judging that person. Because who knows, we may be able to snatch them from that dark place. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I know that sometimes people do things that we feel like is very unforgivable and they don't deserve another chance because of the wickedness that was in them. But remember, we are in a place where we know good and evil. So since we have become like gods and we can know good and evil, we have to choose which one we want to be. Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be companion with evil? Do you love hating? Do you love saying mean things to people? Do you love judging people? Do you love crucifying people? Do you love killing people? Or do you want to help people? Do you want to see people come to the light? Do you want to see people better? Do you want to see people love? Do you want to see people help? You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I ain't into that religious thing like that, but I'm just saying, and what I see saved, I'm talking about saved from just going down, 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 down more. You understand? We want to be able to lift folks. And even though the unlovable is very difficult to love, we still have to find a way to love everyone. And I'm just going to go with that, let this go over now because I've already been given the cue that I should be shutting this down here. And because I got a lot of things to do today, I want you to be blessed and think about what I'm saying about judging the behavior instead of judging the person. I know that's difficult, but some people can really see this if you really, if you just ask the Most High to help you understand and see what I'm talking about. There's a difference between what someone is doing and who they are, the flesh and the heart and the soul that the Creator put into individuals. And like I say, I really have been called to do this more than anything else, but you know how we are. We rather be with the crowd, hey, yay, I like that too. Oh, yes, that's so cute, That's the fun thing, But when we have to talk and help each other to see where we need to be, that's kind of hard sometimes because people are, who want to hear that old stuff, Let's bash Jussie. Let's crucify Bill. Let's jump on something else. Hey, I gotta go. I think this is gonna be my last warning. Hey, I love you. God bless you, and let's go to the light. Let's stay in the light. Let's work on being in the light. Have a blessed day today. Okay. Bye bye.